Hello, everyone. Hello. We have a chaotic Richard with us today. He wanted to cause chaos on screen. um, I'm sure we all have work to do. So, would you guys like to do your intros? It's been a day.
We
I'll
can have
start it up.
I feel like I don't even know how to navigate things right now.
You're fine. Hi, everyone. I'm Esther Maria Andujar. I am a Puerto Rican writer aspiring to be a hybrid author. And today I'm working yet again on my Kindle Vella. Take it away, Richard.
Richard.
Oh, okay. So I was being very polite. Hello, I'm Richard. I am British, obviously. Huzzah, get me. I'm the author of Nightmare Tenant and more books to come. So if you want to find out about those books, then you better subscribe to my newsletter. So yeah, thank you. Good to be here. And I will be causing plenty of chaos.
I'm so happy to be on screen with you, Richard. Finally.
Thank you.
I know.
My name is Gwynna. You guys can find my YouTube channel in JC's Boxy Box. I'm pretty sure she has all my links down there. I like writing sci-fi fantasy. I have a Vella out. I have a KoFi. My birthday's coming up. And that's about it for me.
Hello, everybody. I am Tiffany, TLS Lifestyle on all the interwebs. I have a podcast called This Great Life. Come check us out. I am doing PJs and Scribbles tomorrow. Come hang out with us. It's a good time. I have a Kindle Vella called Come Find Her. Come check it out. We just passed 300 reads. We're super duper excited. After you check it out, go over to my KoFi page because, as JC likes to say, none of us are rich. So subscribe to my book club. Yay!
You said it because I sure enough was about to say it. The tail end of. I'm JC Carpenter. I am. Oh my gosh, what do I do? Self-published author of 2 books. The Diary of Succession of Lies, The Art of Love Poetry Collection. I have a blog, a magazine, online store, and a KoFi page. And I'm working on the second draft of a romance novel. I do writing vlogs, masterclass videos, all the things. And I have to add Richard's information into the Boxy Box because Richard was a surprise today. And
Just go to my website. It's all there.
I love that you called it the Boxy Box.
I did. Oh God, Gordon off on me. I didn't even hear myself say it. Because you said
it reminded me. I am a prize-winning poet, but we don't talk about that because I've got a certain image to maintain around these parts.
Yes. Well, you brought it up. He won the poetry competition for CGL Live, so yes, he is a prize. And hello, Adrian. So what are you guys working on? I think Esther said she's working on her Vella. What are the rest of you guys working on today?
That's a good question. I've got several documents open that I could be working on, so it's going to be a mix of synopsis work for a book I want to query. Ooh, scary. Another mini synopsis for my new WIP. Or book 2 in a series, and I haven't even released book 1. So I've got lots working on. Too many things.
I will be working on setting up the productivity streams that I'll be doing for the rest of the year. I have finally mapped out every day I will be streaming, so I will be popping those on. So that is going to take a hot minute. And once I do the dates and get everything up, of course, as usual, I will be finding people to stream with me. So,
can you tell how excited I am? Okay.
You missed her therapy.
I call Fridays. Okay. If you have me, of course.
JC, you're always welcome on my channel.
Yeah.
am going to be working on what I'm supposed to be working on, which is
The
my
ghostwriting.
ghostwriting project, even though that's not what I want to work on.
But it's what you need to be working on. So
But it pays your bills.
that part.
Very important.
I mean, if you're going to get like serious. Yeah, it pays for the toy that I've been playing with for the last couple of days.
Yes.
Yes.
Yay!
I know you should come join this lovely lineup of hosts.
You could
Oh,
do a lot
and-
worse.
To answer Jennifer's question, I always have room for more co-hosts. So by all means, either message me on Instagram or Facebook and send me your information, and I will send you the link.
Ooh.
And this is a question for the panel and probably the chat. How do you figure out titles for your series and or books?
I am notoriously bad at naming everything. So I just make other people come up with names for me.
Oh,
Gwynna texted me, we were talking about names, and Gwynna cracked me up. She texts back, because I was looking up a name, and I was telling her the research I was doing. She's like, wow, you go deep. And I was like, how do you name people? She's like, I just make people say names, including strangers on the street, until I find one that I like.
I will be in the middle of the grocery store line, like, and just ask the clerk, like, hey, what's your favorite name?
And does she look at you like
pressing the silent alarm when you do that, Gwynna? I think you're a crazy woman here.
They do look at me a little crazy, but you know.
I don't struggle as much as other people seem to do with names, but I could not tell you how I actually come up with the names. I couldn't even begin to tell you. They just
kind of fly in.
It just as it's either I have the name before I start the book, which often is the case, or the name just comes to me as I'm writing it, and then that's the name unless something else better pops in my head.
I mean, by default, my titles are usually document 1 or document 2 until something kind of, usually I'll just start with random horror story 1. But sometimes when that title clicks, I can really help you, especially if I'm struggling with the story. I'll be like, oh. So to answer the actual question, as opposed to the question I wish I'd been asked, who knows?
Yeah, I used to be good at coming up with titles, and then I think I got it too much in my head about it. And now I'm just like, well, that's a problem for future me. And I just keep pushing it for future me until probably future me will be
I'm with this.
crying and pulling her hair and damning past me. So
I like Ben's idea. Polling the audience works. I like that idea. I'm gonna have to use that next time. I'm struggling. Also,
Ben, have we all read his book?
Des, also, Des, it's totally okay. We love you.
I will say once you get the first book in a series named, it's easier after that. You also need to look up naming conventions for your genre so that your readers will be able to tell what genre your book is and will be able to more naturally gravitate to it as long as it follows the typical standards, right? So like sci-fi fantasy, a blank of blank and blank, right? Like Song of Ice and Fire and all of those other fun ones.
A something of what's it?
Yeah, a something of what's it, right? Mine is or something someplace, right? So like mine's Fire in the Blue Range, right? So using pretty titles.
I must be doomed to not do good at marketing because I would totally not really care what the trends say about my title. Like I would just
it took me so much to care. It took so much emotional effort.
No, I still don't care. Like somebody can tell me, oh, well, your title doesn't fit the charm. I'm like, but it's the title I want. So
I got about 30 series in before I was finally like, well, none of these are biting. I wonder why. And I changed the title, and my response rate went up.
And you said it's called what again? It's
now called Fire in the Blue Range, which is much more evocative than Journey to the Goblin's Keep.
I like Journey to the Goblin.
it has two different vibes. The title,
Yeah.
like the
Try to pick names before I write the stories. I
yeah,
have no idea.
one sounds like a more fantasy, not so much an adventure, but very much like a quintessential fantasy. And then the other one sounds like a kooky adventure, um, possibly middle grade book.
Mm,
That's
yeah.
why even if you don't
Which
follow
is not a bad
conventions,
thing.
yeah, no, they're not bad. It's just you have to make sure, even if you don't follow conventions for title, that the title is not a complete opposite of the story.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, that you do want to make sure the title fits the story, which is why I'm
Yeah.
probably going to change the title of the first book in my mystery series, along with the title of the one I'm working on currently. But whatever. I'll figure that
I
out.
will say, whatever title you figure out, check to see if it's already a
Yeah,
book.
yeah, of
Because I had a series
course.
title that I like really loved and never thought to look, and then I looked, and then there was like four
That's
books
why
with either the same
my
title or
book,
something similar.
um, book, The Diary Succession of Lies, which I'm gonna be honest, I don't actually like the succession of lies part. It just kind of fit after the title I wanted it to be was already taken. It was supposed to be called The Diary of a Mistress, but
Ooh.
someone had already wrote that book before I even got it to an editor. So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, okay, that was my title. I wanted that. It was so good.
You know
Okay.
what that
Yeah.
means, Victoria. I'm sorry, honey.
Thanks. I didn't expect that from Morgan, to be honest.
I
Yeah.
know. This was, I was like, really?
I thought she
Was
was
it
writing a book on
was
physics.
it an apocalyptic romance? I mean,
Now, that's not to say you can't have a bit of
was
passion at the end of the world.
people left in the world? Was it just the two of them left in the world, so they had no choice but to be romantic with each other?
They have to repopulate the world one sexy scene at a time.
Oh gosh.
That is
Oh,
something for
Jenna,
Jenna to write.
where's Jenna when you need her? Because I'm pretty sure she could go somewhere with that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna hop into a sprint, as I'm sure we all have work to do.
Hmm.
Um, or
Every
some.
time Esther said
There's
sprint, I
Tiffany
had the same
shaking
word
her
for it.
head. Tiffany shaking her head. She's like, I don't have work to do.
I do.
Don't
I
know,
just don't want to do it.
but you must. For Gwynna that snapping her finger again at you. Come on.
Except for being aggressive now.
When a snap is like 600 miles away.
Feel but you can
Tiffany's,
the aggressiveness of the snap.
Tiffany's like, right now I'm not afraid of the snap.
I will be afraid of the snap 2 weekends in September. Then I'll be afraid of the snap.
Oh, we should, Tiffany, you should, during the sprint, bring up a picture of the T-shirt that you made.
Yes. And drop
Really
a link to for so people can buy it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not taking mine off, by
I
the
don't
way.
have a T-shirt, but somebody has an actual shirt, so maybe they can hold it up.
I gotta hunt through my laundry pile, Tiff. Don't call me out like that.
We didn't know who she was talking about until you said it. It could have been us. Oh, okay.
That was funny.
That's giving Tiffany an excuse not to work on the sprint. Yes, go find that link. Go find
Actually,
that.
it's easy to find that link if you go to my KoFi page. It's right there.
Yep. And while you're there, join the book club while you're there. Okay, so let's do some work, shall we? Or whatever it is you want to do on the sprint. 3, 2, 1, go!
Oh, we finished.
It appears that we did. That sprint flew by.
That's right. What happened to Tiffany?
I have absolutely no
That's a
idea.
question. We've lost Tiffany.
There, like 5 seconds ago. Maybe not 5 seconds, but
Clearly, the idea of sprinting horrified her to such a degree that she failed.
She really tried. She tried her best, and she ran.
she'll be back. I hope.
She is like the Terminator. She'll be back.
She'll be back, like the king says in Hamilton. Okay, never mind. I just
I've
had
not
to say.
seen that musical.
Huh? You've not seen it? Did you say you haven't seen it?
From across the pond.
No, don't worry, I
I
haven't seen
keep
it
being
either.
told there's aspects of this musical that I'm going to find a little bit
Everyone loves the king. I'll just say that a lot of people really love the king's part. Not my favorite part, but it is a funny part.
apparently it's a little bit critical of this.
What did you guys get done during that sprint?
I made new. Oh Lord, what's it called? The thing that you put on your videos.
Thumbnails?
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Thumbnail with my banner in mind, so I can, get on that branding.
Yes.
A branding business, and wrote a new boxy box description for my spreads.
Boxy box. Boxy box. I almost said bring a ring a ring.
I've got to the end of the scene.
I caught myself.
I've done 2,000 words for the day, and I thought I'd get in some quick reading of one of my favourite books.
Oh my God, no.
What?
Shall I read from it?
No. No. I mean, while I am not monetizing, it probably would not hurt me.
That will be torture.
I wouldn't know. I've never read it. But Esther, what did you get done?
I got 326 words, and I'm almost done with episode 7.
Nice, Richard. What did you actually get done?
I actually did do some writing. I did about 400 and something words. That's not bad.
Nice.
I got to the end of a scene. That will do.
That's really nice. I got 396 words. So I'm trying to end this chapter. This chapter is a little longer than I had intended it to be.
Let's help you end the chapter.
Oh gosh.
So what is the situation? Oh, Ben, get out.
I love it though. I mean, that is his thing, running to write.
I mean, it is on brand for him, as horrific as running may be.
Right. Victoria, really nice. Oh my gosh.
Absolutely not.
I'm
No
sure
try.
Jenna's probably saying I could write so much better than 50 Shades of Grey.
Anyone can write better than 50 Shades. I will say one thing. The fact that this got published means there's hope for all of us.
I almost want to read the book just to see if it's really as terrible as everyone says it is.
I will say it is better than Twilight.
Almost anything is better than Twilight.
I haven't read Twilight either, but I love the movies. So
you're right, Richard. You're right, but it's on the edge.
I mean, it's not massively better than Twilight. It's like
it's like a little bit. You're right.
I didn't read it all of it.
The book, if they're that bad.
What was that?
How can there be such fandom for the books if they're that bad?
Because this is gonna sound
good job, Jennifer.
Like a little rough, but
no,
a lot of sexless suburban wife were the demographic for it. People who have never read spicy romance nor any erotica in their life, and their minds were blown. And I'm like, that's how sad your sex life is?
I was about to say they clearly aren't having enough good sex anyway. Maybe.
Yeah, because
It's important that it's good.
like at that time,
Awesome, Morgan.
my brother had a his first wife, and she was reading it, and she was like, "Oh my god!" And I'm like, "Please do not tell me that your sex life with my brother is this boring, that you're mind blown by this." And she was
So,
like, I'm like, so, and I'm like, you're a reader. You're a very avid reader. This should not be your first array of sexy scenes.
I feel it would be remiss of me not to mention this is a short story I wrote in 2018. It's in the style of one of my favourite horror authors. I will read a paragraph.
Yes.
So picture this.
Hold on, wait a minute. What are we reading?
It's
What we
called The
reading?
Landlady.
Okay.
It's a
Oh.
horror short story.
The Richard original. Okay.
It's actually based in style after one of my favourite authors, James Herbert, who is no longer with us, but he's a big inspiration on me. So picture this. Our two protagonists have got off the train at the wrong station and they have arrived at this creepy guest house and they have just got into their room. And obviously, them being young and full of blood, we all know what happens.
Mhm.
Propped up above her on his arms, rhythmically extending his pleasure into hers, Jimmy felt the sweat tingle on his skin. The mattress wailed, as did Connie, the speed steadily increasing, trumpeting towards a crescendo of emotion and effort.
That was a thing.
Well done.
I'm sorry.
Just the right amount of chaos. Just the right amount.
Richard, you're always welcome. Oh my God. I don't know. Jenna, how does that rate? Jenna's the smut writer.
Too brief for Jenna.
Yeah, she should. I need more. Give me more.
Well, you can buy this on Amazon if you really want.
There's the chaos I was looking for. Nick approves. Nick approves. Did you say you can't buy this on Amazon? Is that what you said?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, how many smexy scenes are in your book, Richard? I'm just
I think
curious.
there's only one in that one.
Okay. I said that because you don't.
There's an allusion in this to people doing it, but it's referred to as it sounded like heavy furniture being moved across the room.
That's aggressive.
I could be wrong, but you don't strike me as someone who particularly likes writing those scenes. I could be wrong.
I think there's possibly a study to be made on my interpretation of passion scenes, shall we say.
Well, see, I think
I go for the kind of like wham bam, thank you, man kind of school of getting it done. You know, we don't muck around. There's no rope petals. There's no kind of like magic fairies. It's like, whoops, let's get on with it.
Look, in and out.
Repeatedly.
It's hard to type when I'm laughing. The casual way in which it's read that sells it. I love it. I mean, but I think there's a difference in writing passion and then just writing sex.
Sex.
Yeah. I'm like, wasn't ready for that. Quickies are real. I can't even have a response.
I think I've found my calling in writing is to write more and more of those kind of things.
I thought you was going to say your poetry.
If this shit can get published, why the fuck am I not published? You know, I could do better than that. Or worse better than that, who knows?
I have said that about quite a lot of books. I was like, wait, okay, I don't mean to be like shading this person's book, but
Oh, I do.
better than this. Come on. Like,
I feel like that every writer hits a point that convinces them to write their own book for the first time because they read something and they're like, "This is such utter trash," and
I love that kind of motivation. It's like I've read something so awful, I must be able to be better than that.
Yes, exactly, and that's how you write your first book.
You channel that hatred of that certain book into creating something positive.
Exactly.
I mean, spite is a great motivator.
It really is. Like, damn it, if you can do it with this trash.
Incidentally, I bought this copy pre-owned and enjoyed looking at the spine of it on Amazon for about £2.
Oh, that's good.
The cover isn't even all that great. Okay, I'm sorry.
I mean, someone has clearly been doing this with this book, going by the spine.
That's okay.
I think we're seeing a different side to Ben here.
I know, I'm shocked, Ben. That's why he's...
You read his lovely book, which doesn't really mention me.
Not running to write. Doesn't want to get the two brands confused.
Oh, didn't say that out loud, did I?
I didn't even hear you, so see?
I said humping to write.
Oh, and then you repeated it. I was trying to give you an out.
And I went further in.
In and out. Richard.
Male. That's a typical male response.
Yeah.
Do y'all write sexy scenes? I know Esther does.
Do I write sexy scenes? Yes. Yes, ma'am, I do.
Are they as aggressive as your violent scene?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about an aggressive sex scene?
Yeah.
Are there angry sex?
They're as descriptive as my bore.
S&M sex, like a bondage type of.
You'll have to one day. I will publish it, and you will all find out.
Yeah, it doesn't have to
Can I beta read that? Can I beta read it? I don't read it. I don't write it, but I don't have a problem reading it. No problem reading it at all. So yes, I would.
Eyes watering in any of these scenes, like Jesus Christ, or the final frontier.
Question, JC, do you have a problem writing it just because you feel comfortable writing it, or uncomfortable people who knows you reading it?
Oh no, it has nothing to do with people who know me. I don't really give a crap what they think. I mean, if you like it, you like it. If you don't read it. I mean, but I'm not really. I'm trying to figure out how to phrase this. I don't know. I just don't like writing them. I don't like writing them. I like having it. I just don't like writing about it. I don't know. For me, I guess it's more private, and I just don't like want to write about it. Like, it just makes me feel.
You do the whole face of black thing.
Like you feel like you're writing your own.
I'm not saying that I have never or would never write a sex scene. It's just they won't be sprinkled a lot throughout my books. I don't feel comfortable writing it. I know that at some point, most stories, it needs to be there, depending on the story you're writing. But yeah, I'm not going to purposely seek out to write it.
It's a good point. You can't just put a scene in because it's gratuitous. It's got to serve the story. And I have to say, in this book, which I have read, they actually got kind of boring. I'm thinking, not the bloody playroom and the riding club again. Jesus Christ. I mean, at the end, I was actually starting to wonder how Anastasia could actually sit down at the end of this.
Yeah, I watched the trailer. I haven't seen the movie, but I watched the trailer and I was like,
I kind of feel Anastasia and Tiffany's relationship. There is a third character because the author personifies a part of Anastasia's anatomy so much you keep thinking, is this like a love triangle? Like,
really? You know a lot about this book, Richard.
I mean, I have read it. And I have put page marks on all of these saucy bits so I can embarrass people on stream very quickly.
So what are y'all thoughts about how the movie compares to the books?
Are we doing scripting the book?
No, I'm curious because I don't think I'll ever read the books, but I keep going back and forth whether I want to watch the movie.
JC, I will read the book to you.
I could not bring myself to finish the book. I could not bring myself to start the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't started the movie either, so I'm just kind of wondering, is it because some people feel the book is trash, but the movie was because they're written different. Nobody writes the screenplay the same as the book, so I was just curious to whether the movies had any hope in them for
It's
being
just
good.
like
I've not seen the
the
film.
source the source material is not that good. So it's very hard to make a movie out of not a good source material. And it can be argued that Twilight is in the same bandwagon. Like the source material is not that good, hence the movies are not that good. They're very tropey.
I like the movie. Now, I have nothing to go on because I did not read the books, but I love the movie Twilight. I love all of them. Jen says, I feel like it opened the door a bit for romance genre and perhaps the spicier books. I mean,
It opened it to
much
like
to be spicy.
general general masses because those kind of books already
Wise, Morgan,
existed.
wise.
Like she did not invented anything. She just
Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you.
Gwynna, I think that's a really good idea. Let's go for a sprint.
yeah.
I want ice cream.
I think my mom is cooking, so I'm like, I want food.
Yeah, I made dinner. Ooh, she froze.
Gremlins
that?
got me.
Yeah, I made a stir fry with the free vegetables and ground beef that I got. So I'm gonna go get a second bowl of that, and then I think I'm gonna have cinnamon pull apart bread with vanilla ice cream.
Nice.
It's gonna be a nice dinner. So we have to make time for that.
Okay.
Loki.
Yeah, I thought. Now, Gremlins might get me when I hit play, but okay. Hopefully, everybody's ready to write. In 3, 2, 1. tell. How did we do?
My September. Ooh, echo. I got my September streams up, and now I am working on a new thumbnail for my Preptober streams. Preptober. Very excited. Mm-hmm.
I think JC is frozen. Oh.
What did you guys do?
Okay. The gremlins got me, sorry. I heard, no, but I didn't hear all of what you said, Gwynna, because the gremlins got me. So, because when it freezes on y'all end, I can't hear anything y'all say.
Oh. Well, I did my September thumbnails and got my September streams all listed. So we're doing Fridays in September.
So excited.
I am now working on my thumbnail for my Preptober stream.
Ooh. Oh, Preptober. Darn, I forgot about that thing. Okay.
So, Gwynna, do you do like one thumbnail and use it as like a template for your other thumbnails? Because when I do thumbnails for stuff, I'm just lazy. I just have like a thumbnail, just change the date, all the names, and boom, done. There we go.
Yeah, I was using my previous thumbnail. It was blue. It had waves on it and everything like that. But I think for branding, I'm going to be using my banner going forward, and just making edits to the banner like that. Mm-hmm.
I need to go and refresh myself as to what your banner looks like.
Esther, first of all, what are you eating? That is the most important question.
Talk foodie to me, Dirt. Talk foodie to me, Esther. Do it. Tell me all about it.
So, my mom made white rice. She did kind of like a stir-fried chicken kind of thing. Very close to like pepper steak, but chicken. And then she did some fried plantains.
Oh,
which are my absolute
favorite.
Nice.
I kill a man for a fried plantain right now.
Can I just ask for the avoidance of doubt? Is a plantain just one of those really tiny bananas, or am I thinking of something else?
It's like a savory banana.
Ooh.
Yeah, they usually are bigger. Like it depends on the on how they grow, because we do have plantains here. Like we grow them on our backyard. The most recent one grew like long but skinny.
Nice.
But they taste very different.
They have the same texture as bananas.
And then they do not peel like bananas.
Yeah, no,
you have to like rip the skin.
So you know those little tiny bananas. What am I thinking of then?
Baby plantains. Oh. In the stateside they grow really small, at the very least. So they're like, I don't know what's like 6 inches, 4 inches to 6 inches, stateside. Smaller than a banana over here. But, in Puerto Rico, where they can grow.
That can be enormous.
Mm-hmm. Richard, what did you do?
I didn't do any writing on my new book. I did a little bit of synopsis writing. And I'm editing my prologue for my new book, which is going to be in my newsletter this month. So subscribe to get that. I mean,
Richard is the best at getting the newsletter. I swear. And he does it in such a comical way that it's never annoying.
Ever.
I'm never.
You do a great job with it.
Oh no, there are some people who are really annoying with their marketing. So
I can be very annoying if you like.
No.
I spent the last 3 or 4 or 5 months saying to my newsletter subscribers, "Oh yeah, my new book. I will have some information on it soon." And I kind of feel at this point I need to actually give them something. So I've got the prologue from my editor. I'm just going to tidy it up. It may not be the final one, but it's something to give the people.
Give them what they want.
Give them what they want or what they're sticking around for. How many have I got now? I'm not going to be bragging about the size of my newsletter, by the way, but I now have 463 people who are.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
On my train.
Hell yeah.
That is amazing. Like, I don't even. Can I get to
I'm amazed myself. I can't believe I have 400 people who are apparently interested in any of my stuff.
I'm about to say it would help if I actually sent out something. Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm
sure I've received a newsletter from you, Jason. It's very good.
Huh?
I'm sure I've received one of your newsletters. It was very good. It was very nice to read.
It's been a minute, and I keep saying I need to do one, and I keep putting it off, and it's like the last thing I think about until the month is almost gone, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I should probably do that. Yours are really good. I will tell you that I've never, some newsletters you get, and you're like, okay, I don't want to see this anymore, but I never get tired of Richard's newsletters. So
I kind of feel like on the subject of newsletters, it's kind of like making it a good mix of not being too hard selly, trying to have like a personal update in there, and just kind of sort of lacing it in there. But yeah, I usually, because I do my newsletters on the last Monday of the month, I get to like that weekend, that Friday, I'm like, oh, I'm going a nice weekend. Like, shit, I've got to write a newsletter. What have I done this month? So it's always good fun. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this month because I finally get to give some people some new stuff, which is exciting. Again.
Oh, the gremlins will not leave me alone. Nick had I guess I should say what I did. I did actually write 286 words.
Nice.
And then I came upon a problem.
Ooh.
I was all ready to start the next chapter, and I'm like, ooh, okay, I'm ready to get to this chapter. And then I look at my outline, and I'm like, no, because I changed some things in the last chapter that shifted some of the stuff that the characters did. And I'm like, oh, this does not work anymore.
What you're saying is, JC, you have wandered off from the outline.
Yeah.
I have, and now I have to get back on track. I have to get back on track, and I have to shift some things around.
Or you could just change the outline.
I'm going to have to change most of this upcoming chapter. Yeah, I did that to myself.
I see my outline as basically a rough guide, not a guideline, not strictly rules.
Oh, Eva, one more scene and one more chapter to go.
Yes, you can do it.
And 621 words. Yes, Via is heading out to get her mom from the airport. Be safe.
My newest craft book came in.
Yay! How are you enjoying it so far?
I haven't started it yet.
Okay. I saw the book, so I thought you had already started.
Yeah, no, it came with a wine gift card.
Oh, okay. You do drink wine?
Off a $160 purchase.
In answer to Eva's
Yes,
question,
for you, Richard.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'll say I think this is for you.
I have noticed a handful of people have actually subscribed after I waved this incessantly, so I'll take it.
Yeah.
Yeah, far more than I have. Have you, Richard? Have you changed your like from when you started doing the newsletters? Have you changed anything up, or do you still like structure them the same way as when you started it?
I basically structured them the same. So I moved because I'm on MailChimp. I moved from the old email builder to the new one, which has caused me a lot of stress because it's not as good. But I basically keep the hi Bethany, nice to see you. It's very awesome to see you as ever.
Yes, Sure, ears must have been burning because we did mention you earlier, Bethany.
We
Oh
no,
my
in answer to your question, no, I keep the format. Basically, so I start with the personal update, then kind of link it to what I've been doing. I've been doing newsletter swaps on Story Origin for a little while now, and that's been really successful, in my opinion. I'm just kind of building up a base. So when my new book drops in Q4 2022, just whenever my editor is finished with it, we shall see. Very exciting. I've got a good marketing base there. That's going to be like my main marketing efforts, but we shall see.
Yeah, I was curious because I know some people like they change it up as they figure out what's working and what's not working. So I was just, curious
What's
to
the
see.
book I would recommend? Where is it?
Richard, I'm doing some beta reading through Story Origin right now. How are you liking their platform?
You're using it for beta readers. I actually really like it. I've only used it for direct downloads and my reader magnet,
Mm-hmm.
but I think there's a lot of potential there.
Mm-hmm.
Newsletter swaps on there are really good. They're working really nice. Oh, by the way, thanks, Eva, for that very kind comment.
Yeah, I agree.
I would say, Morgan, sorry to get off track. I've actually forgotten what Gwynna just asked me. Keep it on your Wix website or sign up for MailChimp. I have to say, I'm not unhappy with MailChimp. Their interface is a little bit kind of like convoluted, I think, a little bit. Mainly because it's one of the older providers and they have lots of like hidden old options.
Yeah, I used to have my newsletter with Wix, but it's just it right off the bat it's too expensive to like even if you get the most economic plan, you can only send like 3 email campaigns a month. And it's like either house it else place or I don't know, fine. I was not happy with Wix email marketing side.
Oh wow. Um, Bethany said, "Well, my goodness, was it about how much I hate pineapple?"
It's the perfect pizza topping. What are you talking about?
I love it.
But we're not gonna get on that. No. What were we talking about? Oh, the audacity of people thinking that you owe them your time.
How
Yeah.
dare they? How
Yeah.
dare they?
The disrespect.
I just think it's bullshit. It's just like it's
Yeah.
entitlement. And like, I'm not being funny. These people need to get off the fucking internet and realise that there is a real world out there that people might be interacting with. Who's to say?
I mean, the
I
gremlins.
love to do everything online, but it's like, you know what? I have my online life and my offline life, and sometimes these things have to kind of like balance out. So, my advice to Bethany, to these entitled sons of bitches, is just say fuck off.
Always direct. You gotta love it for that.
Yeah.
Listen, I made a pledge when I got into my 30s that I'm not going to have any negativity in my life. So sod it. I don't care anymore.
That's
Oh,
Am I back? Am I back?
you're
Okay.
doing your windscreen wiper impression.
I didn't hear any. I want to hear what you got said that was heated. Wait, because I missed it.
My advice to Bethany was basically to tell these entitled sons of bitches to go.
Oh,
He used language.
I second that. I
I
second.
need all of my words.
I'm not monetized, so you can use the language.
My advice for dealing with the real world, Ben, is to walk through it before you run through it.
Yeah, I was upset for you, Bethany, when I watched the video. I was like, how dare they? And how dare they make assumptions about you as a person when they don't know you? Like, what?
The sheer audacity on these people. Just. I am happy to be a life coach.
Yeah. There's way too many people in this life who think they are psychologists and behavioral analysis and all this thing. Like they can read people. Like you're reading like my choppy ass editing of a video. Really? No.
Have no idea what's going on in someone's personal life. Here we go. I saw your face and I was like, she's waiting for me to get to something. What could it be?
What could it be?
What would you like? 25 or 30? 20, 25, or 30?
I could do either. I still have a lot of work to do.
Okay, so a 30. It's good for everyone?
Full
Okay.
30.
Why not?
I don't know, Richard, because you're the one we're keeping up late.
Yeah,
That's
well, in for a penny, in for a pound. Let's go for another 30, shall we?
All right, here we go. And when Richard says it, that's serious. All right, in 3, 2, 1, go.
We did it.
Yay!
Well done, team.
Okay. How did you do?
I got all of my October done, and I'm about to do November.
Wow.
I managed to get the
For November, are you doing what you did for camp?
yes weekends.
Oh, so it's back to 5 nights a week for us and stuff. Well, 7.
Yes. We need to decide what our 10K day is going to be in November. Esther.
I was going to ask you, are you doing a kickoff? Because I know me and Tiffany, Nia, and possibly Morgan, we're going to do like a midnight stream to kick off Nano. But I know you don't stay up that late, so I wasn't sure if you would want to do it.
What day of the week is it?
Yeah,
Um,
that is a Tuesday.
Is it
overnight to Tuesday? Yes.
No,
in fact, I planned on doing a full day stream on Tuesday the
It's
1st.
like Monday to Tuesday.
Was that a yes? You do it?
Yeah, I'll do it because it's my days off. I switched my schedule around at my day job. I am now working Wednesday through Friday at the day job. So I know. And Tuesdays I'm over at my mother's house, but it's NaNoWriMo. Hello.
He came just in time for the sprint to go over.
Oh, well. How is everyone? How's it going? What have you gotten done?
I've been setting up my streams. Richard's been reading and writing. Esther's been, and JC have been successfully writing tonight.
I'm also eating dinner now, in case you can't tell.
Eating, doing all the things. I filled my Canva board again.
Good. Love to hear it.
Everyone says hello.
He lives. Hi.
Also, Ant Hunger. Lord, I'm sorry. I said it wrong. Ant Hunger, I missed you when you came in. Welcome and hello.
You don't know? Ant Hugger is Anna Archie now.
Yeah.
I know, but I can't bring myself to say that. I just can't.
Whenever I say Ant Hugger, I'm like, Anna, that's me. Just cannot not do it.
I have a question for Barrett. How is it so dark so early over there? What is going on?
It's 7:30. So
I mean, that's not late.
Yes, I don't
It's-
have my window open.
It's still light here at 7:30, just about.
Welcome to daylight savings, Richard.
Ugh,
Yeah.
stupid farmers.
I know. So how is everybody?
2022.
What else have I missed since I left YouTube a month ago?
Oh, haven't it been?
So much.
Almost.
It's been about a month.
It's been nice.
Yeah.
I've missed you all, but
I mean,
We missed you. Okay, so you haven't missed us?
No, I miss you all, but I don't miss all the work and all the being everywhere and talking and
Yeah.
fun quips and being witty.
I mean, last night we spilled some tea on Nia's stream.
What happened? Give me
Oh,
the
Talking about the Alexa. Can we say Alexa done TikTok thing?
yeah.
You're
Getting in
gonna-
chat. Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, the group chat. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look, we were all playing pass the message around. I was texting Gwynna and I'm like, okay, this is the tea.
Yeah. Well, it's just one of those things that, like, I don't know. I'll give you an example. Like, I was just retweeting, quote tweeting Donald Trump Jr. talking about the student loan thing.
Oh God.
It's very similar, right? It's one of those topics where it's like, I don't know that you're the one that should jump in on this one,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Yep.
I don't know.
Barrett, I don't know if you saw my tweet, because Megan McCain tweeted everything everything can't be free or whatever. And I said, it must be nice to be that privileged where, you know, you have a daughter that doesn't have to worry about how much she has to pay to go to college. It must be nice. The privilege must be nice.
I replied to you on Twitter under that.
Oh, I didn't see that. I'm sorry.
I just did it. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway,
There's so much
And I
listen,
respond
going
to
on.
Donald's tweet too. I'm like, oh, the privilege.
between Hidden and Random House, all the stuff with Barnes and Noble, the last like what 10 days, or I don't even. It feels
Yeah.
like 10 days. If it's been 5 days, it feels like a week and a half.
Recently, a indie publisher got called out
Sage
on
and Sparrow,
Twitter.
I saw
Yeah,
that too.
and I
What?
just like I was
What's
like
drama?
commenting
What's
and I
going
look
on?
at I'm like, oh, they just disappeared and severed the contract with every author they signed, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Wait,
this
I'm
is
Listen,
bad.
wondering while Esther spills all the tea. Please be.
well, listen. This is what I do on Twitter, like when I'm on book Twitter, basically. But listen, so it's Sage and Sparrow. Is that who you're talking about? Because if so,
Yeah.
we're going to call them out. Because
Yeah.
they're like a small print publisher, and they were going out and snagging authors' work and signing it, and then basically it was kind of a scam. And they got called out by an author on Twitter with all the receipts, and they like. I don't think they got rid of their Twitter account, but they deleted.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, they did today.
Yeah,
Or recently?
there's nothing, no website, no
Oh, yeah, the website
Twitter,
is
no
down yet last
nothing.
night. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
But anyway, and they canceled all these contracts, screwed over all these people, and basically took these people because the moment these authors thought they were signing with a legit publisher, they withdrew everything from every agent and everybody they had it out to. So a lot of these people, at least the threads I was reading, was like authors who were just devastated that they had burned, some queries.
Yeah.
Uh,
They were like not sending the contracts for you to read and revise and see if you want to change anything. They wouldn't give you reference from other authors that you could talk with. Hey, Tim!
Hello.
They will like talk as if they were making you an offer, but
Right.
only when the author will ask if this is an offer they have. They're like, yeah, but then they will just
Right.
randomly
Ghost.
pull it back and be like, oh
Right.
no, we never said it was an offer.
Come on. Well, and then the other thing that I think
And
they're
they target marginalized authors.
Oh,
It's just
like you can't trust
the
people.
worst part.
yes, most were from our different marginalized communities. But so there was a cool, and I hope I can find it. I'm going to go look for it on Twitter, and if I can find it, I'll put it in the comments of this video. But there was an author who did a really cool thread about like the red flags about this place that other authors could know. And like some of the ones off the top of my head were like they would only talk on DM. They weren't emailing people, which is just weird because like were you sending attachments and stuff through like Twitter DM and Instagram DM? That's just odd. But there was some other stuff too, and Esther kind of touched on them, which was like anytime someone's doing avoidant behavior, like if they tell you they're going to do something and then they miss that date, like sometimes that happens in traditional publishing, but it's not going to happen twice, and it's certainly not going to happen like 3 or 4 times. Like, anyway, if I can find the thread, I'll put it in the comments because I think it would be helpful to anybody that's considering, querying directly to small print pubs, which you should. I think in my next round, no matter what, when I query, I'm going to do a couple small print, as well, do agents. So anyway, lots of drama on Twitter, y'all. You just got to get on book Twitter. It's always
out on this.
Yeah, I'm not on Twitter right now.
My life.
I was going
I
to
got
make a confession. I have deleted my TikTok.
I knew
I never had it.
I knew that. But
And I will tell you why I deleted my TikTok if you're actually interested. I didn't really use TikTok anyway. I got a TikTok. I was kind of doing the thing that I shouldn't do, which is scrolling through TikTok and doing that whole discover thing. And a very inappropriate and suggestive TikTok appeared. And I'm like, well, how the hell does this know about me? It was a very adult themed one that I did not appreciate seeing. I was like, not prepared for that. No thanks. And I was like, well, I don't use this fucking app, so how does it know so much about me? How is this in the algorithm? So is it just serving me random? Because you never quite know what you're going to get when you're doing that swipey thing.
Right.
What? No.
It's behind the paywall.
I will read more of this if you want. Or worse, this.
Don't make it weird.
Don't do it.
OnlyFans.
The point is, I then had a conversation about this TikTok thing, and it transpires that TikTok apparently it scans your face to see how you react for your face and voice prints to how you
Really?
react to a video. So if you don't even tap anything on the app, it shows you a video and it's looking at how you'll react. So you've got to be out going like, "What?" I'm thinking this is well creepy.
Yeah.
So
So
I
wow.
deleted that bit.
I can verify that's true because I have tried to like follow all these authors and I watch a lot of like author talk and all I get is bulldog videos. It's just like Instagram because Ricky said the same thing's true of Instagram and like 90% of my feed is just bulldog videos. That's probably because they bring me joy and they are what I spend the majority of my time watching on both platforms, even though I'm supposed to be doing writing stuff.
The
So
thing
that's probably true. What you're saying. I feel like it's
The
true.
thing that I didn't like about it is you're never actually informed that, oh, by the way, we're going to scan your face and use that to feed into the algorithm how you react to videos. Because if they were upfront about it, and I think TikTok especially is a very shady kind of organization. If I had to go out on a limb, I would. The thing is, social media, we are very happy to kind of like it slurps up data left, right, and centre. But the trouble with TikTok for me is that's a very shady. I actually think that's an overreach. Actually, reaching out from my phone to read my face. I'm like, fuck off! It's not 1984. And obviously, there's a little bit of perhaps controversy about whether they are giving information to various authoritarian governments that I may not approve of. So I am off of that platform. I'm not interested. Good luck to you if you are interested, but
I have bad news for you, Richard. They're all watching.
Yeah, I mean, it's just the kind of I feel that's a bit of an overreach to actually listen. If I'm tapping on things on the app, analyze that however much you want, whether I'm liking, swiping, or whatever. Do whatever you want with that input. But to actually be surreptitiously scanning my face to see how I react to videos, well, I can't really do it on this, can I? So unfortunately, but yeah,
True.
it was.
Yeah.
It was a little. It just kind of crossed a boundary for me, and I wasn't prepared to accept that. So I deleted my TikTok. Not that anyone was going to miss it, but
I can't.
I rarely enter TikTok, so I'm just like,
I had to move it into a separate folder on my phone because I noticed just having it on my home screen or even in my socials folder that I was clicking on it way too often. I had to move it to a separate folder on like my second page.
that's a really good move, Gwynna. Because
Yeah.
I think TikTok. I'm sorry, I'm going to go on a bit of a TikTok rant now. Sorry. Because I'm like an old man. I'm an old man shouting at a cloud. TikTok is actually really kind of cleverly designed because it feeds into that kind of addictive kind of like swipe, 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 swipe. You think, oh, just one more is going to be. It's not never ending. And I actually do think that is positively and quite detrimental to society. We don't really want to be getting into that. I feel it kind of taps into the worst kind of aspects of our shitty social media lifestyle at the moment. So I good luck to people who are successful on TikTok. But I am no pin out of that. If it's going to cost me marketing opportunities, then I am happy to take the hit. But again, if people do want to use TikTok and they're happy with making that compromise or making that kind of like balance, all power to you. I'm not saying just because it doesn't work for me, it may work for somebody else. But for me, no thanks. No.
I
There
think
in end of the rant.
with everything with social media, you gotta know yourself with social media. I don't find a problem with TikTok because I barely get it. Like I get in once a month, if much, and I just spend like. I think the most that I spent on TikTok was 2 hours, and then I was like, I'm okay, and I forget that I even have it.
I mean, not being funny, Esther, but most of the content on TikTok that appears in that discovery feed is shit anyway.
Yeah.
I get the cutest of bulldog videos, so I'm okay. And occasionally Alexa Dawn trending that she's.
Just remember, though, it is watching you react to those videos, so you better make sure you're smiling.
How did we feel about her apology video? Because her apology was lackluster for me.
Oh, I thought
I mean, I don't have any feeling because the apology is not for me. I'm not an author that it's not being that it's not their book is not being stock at Barnes and Noble. and I'm not Bethany, and I'm not Brittany.
Yep.
So I I don't have any opinion, and I shouldn't have any opinion.
Yeah, that's my feeling. Exactly the same. I feel like until I'm an author and being published and I have skin in the game, then all I am is a bystander, and I may feel one way or another, but like you know, I don't think, it really matters in the grand scheme. I do agree with Richard's point. Michelle's video on
That is a dangerous position to have, Barrett, agreeing with me.
Yeah.
well, I don't. The Michelle Schusterman video on BNN I thought was a little better handled.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I love the ending with the little pop-ups of the articles when Barcelona were going bankrupt and the music. I'm like, that was the best ending. That was chef kiss.
Yes.
That was
Just ending. It was so good.
Watch the video.
But I love that Michelle not only searched for what like started the conversation, which was the Twitter thread.
Right.
She goes beyond that and she finds articles and different blogs that people are talking about it. Like she goes beyond the initial conversation.
I mean, she always does her research.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, the old me in the job where I would have advised somebody on like how to respond. That's what I mean by the Alexa thing. Like, that's exactly what I would have told someone they needed to do if they were gone at work, had reacted to something on the fly, and it had blown up in their face. I would have said, do your best to make it right immediately. Like, don't worry about making it perfect. Just say something. Don't let time pass.
Can somebody explain what's happened by that? Because I'm not quite
Make it
on this particular drama.
No, it's just so Alexa Dawn, who's huge here, has a much smaller following on TikTok, but she managed to hop into a discussion about Barnes & Noble. And honestly, her original video, the problem with it was that there was a little bit of like a dismissal, which, by the way, she is not alone. Lots of people on Twitter that look like me and you, Richard, did a lot of this on Twitter with telling people, oh, no, this Barnes & Noble thing isn't a big deal. So, I mean, Alexa's not the only one. I also want to say that. Like, I don't think... So I don't necessarily know that it was a malicious intent kind of thing. However, she jumped in on a thing with Barnes & Noble not publishing or not putting hardcover books on the shelves anymore if someone hasn't proven their sales, which can kill debut authors, but especially debut authors from marginalized communities. And most of the discussion was started by marginalized authors who were actually having their books taken off the shelves or not getting orders through Barnes & Noble. So they were talking about their actual experience. And a lot of these other white authors who are carried in Barnes & Noble had the go-naddles to hop on the socials and give their 2 cents based on what their agent had told them or their editors, which, again, I don't know. So that was the issue, is that she kind of, and not just her, lots of people did it.
Yeah.
And so they got called out for it, and she made an apology. And the apology, actually, as I said, would have been exactly what I would have told somebody to do. Quickly address it. Like, don't let it pass.
The timing was a little like I think the process between posting the video and posting the apology was not as quick as the outage. Like,
right.
And again, she gives, and this was an excuse. She gave the excuse that she privated the original video because she was away on a job thing and that she didn't know much of the information because she wasn't on Twitter. And I'm like, so if all of that, one, don't make controversial video if you're not going to be like on your socials, like checking on if you missed the mark. And second, if you're not on the main platform the conversation is going, don't talk about it if you're not educating yourself. But then again, that's the privilege she and a lot of people have.
But to Barrett's point, I told Margaret that I don't think that she intended to be malicious or anything like that because one of her friends is Lindsay Bucket is affected by it.
Yeah, but she didn't find out until later because Lindsay didn't say anything until much later.
I mean, I've not watched the video, but I kind of feel like we don't want to read too much into that, like you think it was an offensive on purpose thing. Like the thing with Tiffany we were talking about earlier, people are reading into things that they maybe shouldn't. But I think It was certainly a bad move to drop a controversial / contentious video, then bugger off on holiday or whatever.
Yeah.
Be like, oh, whoops. That's generally just a bad idea. If you're going to kind of wade into something you maybe not experienced with, you don't just kind of drop that and be like, bye then, see you in a week, and then be like, oh, what?
Don't wait unless you have time to actually get a response for what you weighed in.
It reminds me of that Family Guy where Brian does that kind of edgy tweet, then goes to the cinema, turns his phone off for 2 hours, then comes back and thinks, why's my phone blowing up?
Yeah.
I mean, my kind of thoughts.
But I don't know if there were. I mean, they drug her on Twitter.
Yeah.
Like,
it got offensive. Like there was someone that was like, you guys are like stepping way too low. Like one thing is criticizing her, and another thing is like insulting her. Like we shouldn't be doing the insulting.
I wouldn't throw her again. Doesn't matter what we or what I think, but I thought it was not that kind of a thing. I didn't see all of that.
No, Eva, you gotta go. They were horrible. I mean, it didn't warrant them to be as like they were being.
I mean, as much as white ignorance irks me as a marginalized person who has been in situations who have been insulted and dragged, I don't have it in me or in my heart or in my mind and peace of mind to want another person, ignorant or not, to go through the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very me thing. Like, but some people don't mind or don't care. But it's just like, on top of that, I'm trying to get into the traditional publishing industry. She would eventually be a colleague. Like, I don't want to make enemies nor frenemies before I'm even in the space.
Bless you, Gwynna.
Thank you.
Any more tea, Esther or Barrett?
What about the T-shirt link from earlier? I thought we had like a T-shirt link coming.
Oh,
yes,
I have computer issues. Okay.
Fair point.
I still may have computer issues.
Yeah. I don't remember. I mean, those were the biggest ones. I mean, there's some tea about mentorship, but I mean, if you're not into any of the mentorship, then you're not missing out.
Barrett, do you have the link for the shirts?
Are we talking about the shirts for the retreat?
Yeah. Tiffany's computer is it's being submitted today.
I'm sure I do. I bought one. Yeah, let me look in the email. And yes, I can hunt that down.
I will agree with something that Eva said, that Twitter is not a healthy place.
No.
I won't agree or disagree. I don't.
I mean,
okay.
Stuff that everyone else sees on there. So
I feel like out of all the social medias, Twitter is the easier to curate eventually to be a good place. And I say that because I do have 2 Twitter accounts. One is from the K-pop fandom, and then one is my writing. And believe me, if you think writing, like Twitter writer, is toxic, you've never been in a K-pop fandom.
They are
like it's
the worst. They're some of the worst human beings.
Yeah, it's 10 times worse.
I've had a MAGA swarm once. Okay, there we go. I couldn't find it.
Yeah. I don't.
I eventually curated mine.
Yeah, same.
So I don't get any of the drama, any of the fighting. Everything is just like really good news, nice people, things that I'm interested. But it took me time. Like it took me time to curate it.
I'm not a fan of K-pop, so I wouldn't even know.
I'm just making the comparison because it's out of all the social medias that I have in both worlds, Twitter I find is a lot easier to curate for your peace of mind.
Yeah. I think Twitter does have the tools, like my muted words list
Yes.
is epic because there's stuff I just don't want to hear about. And also, one of the things I did was I used my ad blocker on desktop to remove from the Twitter website the trending section. I didn't want to see it. I just want to see what people I'm following are doing or whatever. I don't really want to get sucked into that whole kind of like trending topics and various
Gwynna.
things.
Wait. Are we getting the show? Are we getting the show? What? You're muted. Anything you say?
My bad.
I was like, oh wait. It's about to turn into an after dark time. Like, wait a minute.
Oh my God, are we changing the tea?
The camera started going down, and I was like, wait, what's happening?
That's funny.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, okay. That was funny.
Yeah, those are great tools on Twitter.
I think we should all do that camera angle to make Gwynna feel less uncomfortable.
She said the husband got home.
I can tell you it won't be that
we were
impressive.
talking about it, that Esther goes, those are great tools.
Great timing. Wow, we're just seeing all Gwynna's tools. Not all of them,
like,
but some of them.
Those are the tools she got working for. Man.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Oh, God.
Down and down. I just go to Twitter to spread my positivity, and every now and then, a comment on some obnoxious people's Twitter feed. But
and I go to Twitter when I go pretty often because that's
daily.
where I put my ear and my pulse on the trad pop industry, and I'm like, okay. Are you having a heart attack? Are we having a panic attack? What kind of attack are we dealing with today?
Well, you know what's funny? Like, some of my favorite agents, too, are great conduits to the conversations without actually being in them. A lot of them retweet a lot of these things. Yeah. And then that's how I see them, is that the agents I follow have, put them on their timeline. So, when Richard's saying he curates, he goes to see, what the people he's around sees. Any of you that put stuff on Twitter that seem like me hearting your stuff, it's because I follow you, and same thing with the people I care about, like the agents and stuff, same thing. So then when they're talking about the Penguin Random House drama or the BNN drama or thing, it's great because I don't even have to go hunting for it, right, Esther? It's
it's just
they
like it, and now it's on my feed, and I'm like, great. I don't have to go anywhere.
I can go down a Twitter rabbit hole, a thread rabbit hole, for hours longer than I would ever go down a TikTok, Instagram, anything else.
I mean, the only way that I learned about the mentorship teas was starting on the Alexa Dawn tea thread, and then that led me to a AMM.
She's been through enough. We need to
that's that thread led me to then an author mentor match thread, and then that led me into a rug mentorship debacle thread, and I'm like, I realized I spent the entire day reading to all this nonsense. I'm like, oh wow.
Y'all had my husband laughing so hard.
I mean, we were getting a peep show.
Listen, everybody was like, if you want to make it rain for Gwynna, go to her KoFi and
yes.
Single. Point of the
Please, yo quiero dinero. I need it. Send it to me.
It rain.
That too. Enlist.
They said that you finished the peep show first. Said you got to finish the peep show first.
I got to finish it first. My apologies. That's for my OnlyFans.
The making lists on Twitters are the best things.
I don't do that. See, I don't do
that. When I don't want to follow a agent because I started a list for agents that I will be interested in, way ahead having a book already ready, just because I want to have enough time to look at what they are saying and what they're buying and what agents they are, how they're selling. And I don't follow them. I just have them on a list. And I just visit the list and see everything that they
Talking
it's
about sharing deals. Yes, to all of that. Can I answer Eva's or talk to Eva's real quick?
yeah.
Which
I'm
one?
considering querying for middle grade. Yes. So here's what I'll say about this. Two things. Number one, I am still, although I think BNN has a large share of the market, the three BNNs I regularly frequented in St. Louis and then here in Columbia, none of them have an extensive MG selection anyway. The
Yeah.
winners for MG is 150% independent bookstores, booksellers who put books in kids' hands. Number two, Scholastic book fairs. And you do not have to be a Scholastic under their print or imprint to be in the book fairs. Michelle's first book was, I think, Penguin, and
Mhm.
it went, or Little Brown maybe. And anyway, it got into the fairs because if you can get into schools, that's where the money is for middle grade.
Yeah.
And so, Eva, that's all of that energy is like, don't give up on that idea
Yeah.
because you think it's still the best way into little readers' hands because that's where they shop. You're meeting them where they are. So anyway, yes, Barnes and Noble's trash. Yes, Trad Pub's dumpster fire. I don't think give up on it just yet because some of Michelle's old videos about like how middle grade books are sold and the interview I did with her, she talked about it too. Good night, Nick. Love you.
Yeah.
Mm.
And also, we don't know if
Barnes
this
Noble has always been,
if
but
we don't know if this Barnes and Noble change is gonna force the industry to then switch to
Exactly.
to sell paperback first,
Right.
and then if they make the numbers, which most likely will, because paperbacks, because of the price, they sell a lot quicker.
Now that's a
Then
discussion
they
I'd love to hear.
I
then
think
they
we were
can
discussing this
then they
earlier with
can do
JC. Yeah.
hardcovers, and a lot of people are be like, do paperbacks and then do special edition
Exactly.
hardcovers.
Exactly.
Like, you already have a year of people buying the paperback, you're creating a fan base, and then once you get them hooked, give them a special edition hardcover, because
Authors will
those
start
sell
earning
well.
out. A lot
Yeah,
more authors will start earning out.
like, we
Yeah.
don't know if this Barnes and Noble thing is gonna push the industry
Yeah.
to make a tiny change.
Right.
Esther, Eva's gonna hire you to do her Twitter.
JC made a good point in Lisa Daly's stream earlier that going paperback first might actually make sense with this kind of cost of living crisis because paperbacks are cheaper and more affordable.
Agree.
I mean, I love covers. Don't get me wrong; they're beautiful. I love them. They but I can afford two paperbacks, maybe three for the price of a hardcover book. So I get more books that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't disagree at all with any of that.
It's just a kind of like a baffling thing for this book company to do, to exclude authors and kind of put that kind of chicken and egg scenario together. Because, as I kind of said in Michelle's video
What they
comments,
do, like,
the kind of
Excluding certain types of authors.
yeah, I think that's just an odd thing to do. It's not a very it's not good business by the sounds of it, and which is a shame because the first part of the Barnes and Noble thing, where they're instead of having like a top-down, centralized, and you must have these books, letting stores decide what books to stock, just seems eminently sensible to me. So yeah, and this was a question I had because I didn't know that middle grade hardback was like the key for it. But if the hardbacks are coming out first, I suppose you need them on the shelves. But
yeah,
we'll see.
I think they are. I don't think the ebooks are as high for TradPub, and then I'll shut up. I don't know about self-pub. I'd be interested to talk to Becca C. Smith, and I will at some point have her on the channel to talk about it just so I can find out if maybe e-readership is higher for self-pubbed MG. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
But I know it's not super high from what I've seen from like Scholastic does a thing each year on their market share, and it's still not too high.
The other thing is like I would imagine that parents will want to use books to shorten the amount of time their kids are spending on screens.
Maybe.
So that's a way to kind of like shorten that time.
Yeah.
It's definitely a huge amount of ebooks are self-help because of the pricing. Like traditionally published prices their ebook same price or higher than a paperback. It is
Too
just
bloody high.
ridiculous.
True.
Too
So,
bloody high.
It is.
and a lot of self-pub are taking advantage of KU, so that is
That's true.
pretty much digital. So that's where mostly the money is. Like people who buy self-publishing paperbacks either because they prefer it or because they're signed copies.
Mm.
We love a good signed copy.
Yeah.
Hello, Elise, also. Self-pub authors, Lindsay,
Oh, Elise, you seem new. You need to subscribe to my newsletter.
or I will butcher it.
70 to 90. That's big.
70% of, wow.
That's interesting. Okay, thank you.
But is that middle grade or is that I don't know. Are they middle grade authors?
Well, I don't know. Well,
Because you were asking about middle grade, right?
I mean, I think I would for me, but I think it would be good. I always think it's a good question, no matter what you're talking about, whether it's YA or middle grade or anything in the under. I would even say sometimes new adult and younger. I'm always curious, just like what's the ratio of what, because I have several friends who love to read erotica, but will only read it on a device, and then they only read their romance in paperbacks.
Really?
Oh yeah, doesn't matter what it. One of them's a Kennedy Fox person.
Yeah.
But
Also, I missed you coming in. Sorry.
Those are the closet books, as I call them.
Yeah.
You don't put them on your actual bookshelf, you put them in your closet shelf.
Oh, wow.
I do this on my bookshelf quite happily.
It's always within arm's reach with you, Richard. It's like your life.
I will say one thing about this book is that usually I like the smell of books, but this one.
You missed the spicy scene he read from his what was the
story?
I guarantee I've heard it. Where the mattresses wearing.
Yeah.
It's like going to an old pub with friends and you know the joke. It's like I already have heard the line. I know the line. It's one of my favorites. I use it with Ricky often.
See, I would like to touch on Paget's last comment because this was a talk on Twitter too.
Okay, wait.
I personally don't hang my happiness on snagging an agent or a deal. My happiness is in the process of writing the story that I'm enjoying at that moment. Whether it gets me an agent or a book deal or a if I self-publish it, that is cherry on top on the journey.
Yeah.
Like my happiness is writing. Everything outside of it doesn't affect my happiness.
Like Miley Cyrus said, it's all about the climb.
well said.
It's not about the journey.
Richard's not. No, don't do it.
That was talk on Twitter
She's a wrecking ball lady.
yeah, she is. And that's a good conversation to have right now because being on a query trend is so hard because everyone is so behind. But
Hi, Jenna.
Hi, Jenna. Yeah, I will.
I still want to query because I'm writing a middle grade series and I know we would do better probably traditionally published. So I still have interest in querying. I don't think middle grade does well self-published. I mean, unless there's new statistics to prove otherwise.
There's always an exception to the rule, right? And there's always going to be someone somewhere somehow who breaks through, right? And does it really, really well. And I think that's awesome. And I think that's going to be amazing for the person who does it. But I'm not that girl. Like I'm 40. I'm not getting any younger. Like
and you're not 40 yet. You're not 40 yet.
Well, I'm knocking on the door of it. And so
yes,
I got things to do. And so, I'm just going to keep pushing forward until something sticks, even if it takes $100. Someday I'll get there. Maybe
Just
100.
keep writing, Barrett. Just keep writing.
Yeah.
Just keep right. Oh God! Now I'm thinking about Dory from.
I was like, we're gonna start singing "The Climb" by Miley. It's like, oh, stop it.
But yeah, I don't think I would be that self-published middle grade to break through. I think Michelle could if she ever
totally.
decided to self-publish a middle grade. I think she could.
Yeah,
I think
I think
very well.
you have the contacts, right? Because the
Yeah.
first contact I would want to make is how do I get in the scholastic schools and fairs, like that, because that's the ticket. So, yeah, I think she could. Oh, same.
Most, yeah.
And my happiness isn't tied to it. If it doesn't happen, I'm still a happy person.
Good night, Eva. Love you. Okay, I think with
About time
that,
for us to wrap up, kids.
huh?
About time for us to wrap up, kids.
I was about. Gwynna is a wonderful taskmaster, I tell you. She will keep you on the ball. She's like, sprint.
When I have things to do.
All while showing us her goodies. I'm sorry.
The tools.
I'm sorry.
Boom.
While I was drinking water.
She.
It's Richard's fault. I blame Richard.
What did I do now? Apart from all those other things I did.
Okay, well, with that, folks, we're going to wrap it up, as the Taskmaster has said. I mean it with love, because, I need someone to keep me on. So, with that, intros, and we're going to start with Tiffany, because we don't want her computer to get upset with us and kick her out again.
It loves me, it hates me, it does all kinds of things to me. It's my own fault. I edited 200 pictures this morning. It's annoying.
Wow. Work hard.
Hi everybody. I'm Tiffany, TLRS Lifestyle on all the interwebs. I have a podcast called This Great Life. Come check it out. We hang out. It's a good time. I will be back tomorrow night on my channel for PJs and Scribbles. Wear your PJs, order a shirt, wear that as your PJs. Hey, however you want to do it.
Or wear nothing at all.
Or wear nothing at all.
Because
we're not judging. There's an after dark hour.
I want you to go ahead and wear a blouse.
I mean, if I squish down, you can't tell if I have on a shirt. No. Let's see.
I hope
So
your
come
computer
hang
doesn't fall
out.
down
We'll
like
see
Gwynna's.
who's wearing what tomorrow is what we'll do. So definitely be there. I have a Kindle Vella. Come find her. It's not as spicy as Richard's, but we're trying to get there.
You've got to turn up the heat, Tiffany. You'll get there.
I do what I can. Check it out, read it, and then after you get done, go over to my KoFi and sign up for my almost in my newsletter. Richard's in my head. My book club.
Bless you.
My newsletter on my KoFi as well. And that's all. Okay, good night.
Hey everybody, my name is Barrett. I used to make videos on YouTube, and now I'm maybe back. You'll see. It's a surprise to us all. I'm not working tomorrow, so I will be on Tiffany's stream. So I will see you tomorrow night, Tiffany. And hopefully the rest of you. And we're going to do some writing and get some things done. And I can't wait. Love you all. Mean it. You're amazing. Gwynna, so are your tools.
I know. My name is Gwynna at Gwynna the Winna. I do writing streams. I have content coming. At this point, you know what? It'll come when it comes. So just sign up for my channel and be pleasantly surprised when you see it. Exactly. We also are going to be streaming for Preptober and NaNoWriMo during the weekend. So please give me a sub. Love you guys and have a great rest of your night.
Did you mention your Vella?
Not yet. Don't worry.
Okay.
We're working on it.
But you already have the episodes out. Okay. Sorry.
Richard.
Oh, okay. I was being polite and waiting to be introduced to exit. I'm Richard. I am actually award-winning poet Richard Holiday. Fuck it, I might as well just embrace it. I'm the author of this book. I've also written this, which is saucy, apparently. If you want to hear about my new writing projects, including the prologue to my new book, it's coming this end of this month. Sign up to my newsletter. Do it now. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Esther Marie Andujar. I'm a Puerto Rican writer aspiring to be a hybrid author. I do have a Kindle Vella called Marina the Vampire. It's a paranormal romance enemies to lovers, fated soulmate trope. It is on Vella, on KoFi, and on Patreon. So you get to choose where you want to read it. I mostly do writing blogs, just documenting my journey. So if you want to come along, subscribe.
Oh yeah, me. You're on my channel. I'm JC. I do vlogs. I do some masterclass review videos and whatever else I can think of. I have 2 books. I have a blog. I have an online magazine, online store, and a KoFi page. And you can see me back here on Wednesday night streaming. I will also be on Tiffany stream tomorrow. And as it has been said before, none of us are rich, so tip whatever creative you like, but make sure you support your fellow creatives. Because
I technically am Richard.
Good night, Elise. And with that, good night, everyone.